Rap Delites. Rap Delites.
Yo, what's going on? Welcome to the Rap Delites podcast. I am Bats, Mouth Almighty, the Fresh Prince. By my side is my brother, TSK1, Toski, Brainiac Maniac. What's going on, bro?
I'm well. The girl is gone.
Hey, yeah, we got rid of Denise. You're out of here.
The girl ain't here.
Hey, beat it, Jackson.
The girl is on.
Nah.
What did we do with the girl?
She's done. She's gone. Nah. Shout out to my sister, Miss Smith.
Peace, Miss Smith.
She ain't here right now, but we holding it down for everybody. We listening to a little Diamond D got a new joint out. You know what I mean?
It slipped. It went like right past me. I seen it, but I wasn't aware, and I was aware that it was rumbling. But once you hit me with it, I was like,
the Diam Piece 2.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? Dope joint. You know what I mean? Got Snoop on here, Havoc on here.
I know you got everybody.
Eric Sermon on here. Pharoah Monch on here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody on this joint. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, I fuck. You know, we fuck with Diamond D from way back when.
Way back.
Yeah.
And Diamond is the motherfucking truth. Is a gracious brother too. Somebody I consider a genius just in terms of when you make up your mind to do something, he just fucking did it. Just taking that from Fat Joe when Joe said out the blue, Diamond said, "I'm a rap." Yeah. But he wasn't no MC, he was a DJ.
But he said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
Out the blue, he just did it.
I'm just gonna do it. Fuck it.
He gave us a classic, and here he is with the Diam Piece.
Yeah, I remember when the Best Kept Secret first came out.
That shit was nuts.
You know what I mean? I remember, shout out to Tone Tan. Remember Tone used to sound like Diamond D back in the day a little bit.
Yeah, everybody sound like they influenced.
Yeah. So shout out to Diamond D for the Diam Piece Part 2, whatever like that. What's going on, TSK1? Everything good with you?
Everything is settling, or seem to be settling. You know, my mind been going 1,000 directions from 0 to 60 and beyond.
Absolutely. I wanted to, we always get into on the beginning of the show what we've been listening to and everything like that. We talking about this Diamond D joint or whatever like that. And I wanted to elaborate. I'm going to do a little cut in the music or whatever like that. I wanted to elaborate on the purpose of Rap Delites. I just saw this flick, right? Called Bolden. It's a movie based on life or what they know about Buddy Bolden, who was King Buddy Bolden, who was the man credited for creating jazz. Creating jazz, not just a jazz musician. Creating jazz in New Orleans before he started doing what he was doing. Nobody was doing what he was doing.
Right. So where you check this out? Is it in a
It's in the Ritz at Bourse.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So that's a must see.
Yeah, it's a must see. And this show, what happened with him is, I mean, he created what he created. They took a phonograph and they got his music.
Right.
It was just like a couple songs or whatever like that. And his music, him playing his music was so influential in New Orleans that it would like incite blacks to riot.
Right.
Incites blacks to riot and go up against the social norms in New Orleans.
Come on now.
To the point where they had him institutionalized and said he was a threat to himself and others.
Wow.
Just to shut him up. He couldn't play his horn no more. He couldn't play jazz no more, but this is the man, King Buddy Bolden, that created jazz, and they shut him up, and there's no recordings of the recordings that he had are hidden. Nobody found them. Nobody ever found them, but everybody knew people that are in the jazz knew who this brother is.
And that goes in line, not to cut you, but that goes in line to what I've been speaking about last week, and which basically at the core of my belief system, leading all the way up to hip hop, that this instance that you're speaking of in this country's history, it sounds familiar.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. So when you hear them talk, like this show, this show is here to give credit and credence to the brothers that created hip hop.
Come on,
hip hop and jazz are both arts created in America, and one of the only arts forms created in America by black people. Not the only arts created by black people, but the only arts created by black people, and it's the only arts that's created here in America. And we are doing this show so it doesn't get lost.
Right.
You know what I mean? So your kids won't look at a dictionary or look on the internet and go to Google or whatever the fuck and Google rap or hip hop and Eminem shows up. You know what I mean? I cannot and I will not allow that to happen. I can't.
And there's somebody else dictating and telling our story.
Yeah, telling our story. Yeah.
know?
So we can't have that. So when you watch this show, this is what at the core, that's what Rap Delites is about. And I just wanted to get that out in the beginning. You know what I mean? Before we even started, because while it was fresh on my cap, and before I get too many of these up in me. You know what I mean?
It lends credence to what I want to speak about, and
Absolutely.
what I spoke about last week. So that leads me to believe that you would ask me what I'm listening to or what I'm into. You know?
What have you been listening to, TSK1?
On the heels of how I spoke in my position of last episode, God gave me a gift of thought and idea. So with that gift, I'ma shoot it. These words, that I heard and I'm gonna share with you, Lynn, is come right on the heels of what you just spoke about, Buddy Bolden. Inhale. I heard in a meeting, Minister Farrakhan said that inhale means to inspire, and exhale means to expire. With that said, the minister is telling us that every breath we breathe is the inspiration. The expiration is life and death that we experience with every breath that we breathe. That with our thoughts and our ideas, as we inhale, we exhale and give off inspiration to those who are in our immediate surroundings or circumference. That would draw up inspiration and thus be put in a positive motion and to go on and do something and create positive force. Pun well intended. Positive force. Diamond D's original crew.
Yeah, remember that back in the day?
See how this electricity is flowing? With that said, this is genius. Geniuses gives way for genius. Geniuses give thought and ideas to inspire genius. Like Kool and the Gang, Isaac Hayes, Sly Stone, James Brown, the JBs, the Mozell Brothers, the Meters, Dennis Coffey, Bob James, and Roy Ayers. Their music gave inspiration to the pioneers to create this expression that we now practice called hip-hop music. And countless others. They're not just a few, but they're the most notable. How'd that go?
It was at Warm Daddy's.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Did you geek out?
Yeah, a little bit.
Did you fan out a bit?
Yeah, because it wasn't like, because I'm still from Philly, I can't dicky.
Right.
But it was like, I got a picture with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
I don't take pictures with motherfuckers.
Right.
Like, I ain't that kind of star fucker, but it's Roy Ayers.
Roy Ayers, like,
know what I mean?
It's times I've been around like celebrities and just being in the room, in the environment, I was like, damn, I forgot to fan out.
Yeah.
Because Cat was thorough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you from Philly.
Exactly.
We don't dick eat in Philly.
So with that said, and speaking about the DJ, the DJ is a scientist, an anthropologist of sound. By pulling back the records as they play, they were able to discover structures and forms called breaks, not noticeable to the average listener. So it's my belief, if you don't listen to original music, Buddy Bolden, the jazz musicians, the gospel singers, the blues singers of the past, you won't truly know hip-hop music. That's just my belief system. If you don't touch the record, you won't discover the break. With that said, us here at Rap Delites crew, and shout out to Miss Smith, we are not talking heads. We are not comedians or consumers. We do not gossip or talk industry shit. My first inclination was to say this about myself, but I want to share this with my brothers and my sisters. Before the needle dropped, we were. And when the needle stops, we will be. The Rap Delites crew.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
So that's the gift that God gave me. So with that said, hip hop versus rap. This is your homework for next week.
I remember when this first came out, and this was like bugged. Like
This
that
shit was ill.
The first of the opening, we was talking about, you know what I mean, the tuition will be paid on.
It's like, if he was in front of Shakespeare, he battled a punk and take his shit.
Yeah. And that just like we was talking about with Nas and the whole Shakespeare thing like that, like the whole poetry thing, and hip hop and Shakespeare and like that's all in the same scope. You know what I mean? Just to music. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers don't understand that. You know what I mean? Shakespeare would have been right. These dudes would have been right on par with Shakespeare and what he was doing. Or whatever
And these new expressions are always looked down upon by the status quo, if you will. Because the new expressions throughout time, they serve the threaten was the common shit.
Yeah. Like with the whole
Exactly.
Buddy
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Buddy Bolden.
Buddy Bolden when rock and roll came online.
Yo, bro, when I was watching this, I'm like, and it just took me back. I mean, not to keep going on about it, but it took me back.
Let it flow.
To like when they say, like when you see guys like Kanye West or whatever, he crazy. This and the other. I'm like, y'all gotta watch.
Come on now.
Ye said it. Watch who you calling crazy. Like you don't know. Like they'll try to paint our artists as crazy because they're speaking the truth. You know what I mean? Or their music is affecting people.
Come on now.
You know what I mean? Right. They'll try to paint our artists that, but at the same time, their artists they won't say nothing about. No. You'll have Ozzy Osbourne biting the heads off of birds. Am I lying?
No, you're not lying, man. He's done worse shit
than
that.
Peeing on stage and biting the heads off of birds, and they let him glide.
Yeah.
They let him do his thing.
It's a protection.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So you can't get caught up in them talking about our artists and them shaming them for speaking their truth.
And it's an adage that genius borders on insanity.
Yeah.
Or is it the other way?
You a little crazy.
So some of the looks I receive. You know what I mean? So you saying I'm a genius?
Yeah, you bordering on it. You teetering.
I'm working on it.
Yeah. You like look, like right.
Oh, don't pour it in that.
Oh no, that left. This computer's already a piece of shit anyway. But you can't dismiss our artists and what they're doing for this and let people just call them crazy without any foundation because time has told us time and time again that these motherfuckers, they like Michael Jackson said, they don't care about us. You know what I mean?
That's the first.
They don't give a fuck. They just trying to shut you up.
That's the first act of persecution or to discredit one's work. Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna go totally. I'm not left, but I'm gonna go off the path a little bit. This is the same thing that happened to Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
He threatened all those who controlled the electricity market at the time. His work threatened that.
Yeah, because he wanted to go wireless and free.
Right.
Nikola Tesla wanted to give you the American people of the world
free electricity,
free wireless electricity. Mm. He had the knowledge of free. Because now we look at like
what was it, 1920s?
Yeah, we look at like electrical or like wireless signals and like you think of Wi-Fi. Yeah. He had Wi-Fi already figured out back then.
1920s.
Yeah, he had that already figured out back then. When you go outside, like out in front of my house, I have lights in front of my house that aren't plugged in. Yeah. You know what I mean? That aren't plugged in. And Nikola Tesla had that shit going on back then. You know what I mean? That's just to give you some foundation. But they discredited him because what was it? Graham Bell? Yeah. Not Graham. Was it Bell?
Yeah, I think one of his benefactors was on the Titanic.
Yeah. Should have sank his ass or whatever like that. You know what I mean? What? But you can't let these motherfuckers discredit our artists or whatever like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just can't. You know what I mean? I'm trying to queue up. So Karis won hip hop versus rap.
Hip hop versus rap. It's classic material. And it's homework.
Yeah.
So do the knowledge on every hook or portion of a rhyme or every other artist that Chris mentioned in that rap.
Go check it out. Go check it out. What I have been listening to...
Not the Diamond D joint?
I've been listening to the Diamond... But Diamond D just came out.
Right.
But during the week, I'm still over on the West Coast.
Okay.
On some shit.
Okay.
So, I mean, my computer's fucking up, so I can't...
So you started with... Kendrick?
No, I started with Nipsey.
Okay, you started with Nipsey.
I'm still on a Nipsey ride.
This whole wave, even everything that I'm saying or thinking is still on a wave of Nipsey's departure.
Yeah, I'm still on a Nipsey ride. So what I was listening to is Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style.
Okay.
Which I did not fuck with when it came out. I fucked with the Chronic.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I fucked with the Chronic, but I did not give Snoop the proper respect that I needed to give Snoop Dogg. I didn't give him the proper respect. And
don't be mad. I was right with you.
Listen. What you want me to do?
I was with him.
We was together. We was doing. I did not give it his proper respect, but he had the album was of course Drake produced
by Drake. So that
produced, and I ain't just talking about beats.
They're talking about the mix,
I'm talking
the
about
EQ, everything.
I'm talking about I'm talking about
all that shit.
First, the raps, Snoop.
Right.
And Snoop's not the lyrical dude. He's not that dude or whatever like that.
I think he is.
I mean, he is, but as far as like at that time at East Coast standards.
Okay, I feel you.
At East Coast standards, he wasn't that kind of dude. But in retrospect, he is.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So rhyming, MCing, there. Beats, production, beats wise, there. Production, as far as sonically, how the sound of the album is.
He knows masterful.
There. And on top of that, just the cohesiveness of the whole project, the whole Doggy Style project, from the skits, from the people we had on there. You got Rage on there, Corrupt on there,
right.
Daz on there, Nate Dogg. Right. Shout out to Nate Dogg, you know what I mean? All of these people on this groundbreaking album from this motherfucker that nobody even heard of.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean?
Like, it's like, one thing is always interesting to me is like when you learn these artists, their origin stories, you know, that they were always around, even spilling over into the NWA stuff. But their time, when his time came, you know, he kicked the door. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
and that's one of the things that happened with me. So I was just like listening to this album, just vibing the fuck out. You know what I mean? All my niggas ain't gonna be
right.
Yeah. Put your motherfucking hands in the air. And if you don't give a shit, you don't give a shit. Motherfucking hands. And I was like, yo, what the fuck am I listening to right now?
Remember the show? When they filmed the show?
Yeah.
At the Armory here in Philly, or that's on
we were there,
University City.
We were there, man.
When they came out rocking First Downs, which was the hit at the time.
Yeah.
The
Remember Chris and T and First Downs? Shout out to Chris.
So they came on stage just rocking First Downs because that was that East Coast shit. It was like, you know.
It was cold.
Right. So they just hit the stage and they housed them because not Malik. No, Malik was with him.
Yeah. From what was that?
Illegal.
With
Jamal
and Malik from Illegal.
Philly's own.
Philly's own. Yeah. Down with the Def Squad. Shout out to the Def Squad.
That was a shit.
Yeah, and the funny thing about that show is Snoop got love at that show.
Right.
Warren didn't.
Nah.
But Snoop got love at that show.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Remember that shit?
Yeah, that was the shit right there.
I was trying to get me a tape to throw back on stage. I just
wasn't. But shout out to Snoop Dogg. Shout out to Doggy Style. Fucking great, courageous album. He showed his ass on there. He showed the world who Snoop Dogg is, and Snoop Dogg's still pumping, still relevant. Kids know who Snoop Dogg is. You know what I mean? That's not some shit that just happens to anybody. Right. You know what I mean? So shout out to Snoop for that, but Doggy Style was at work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and shout out to Snoop Dogg for standing up in regards to
the minister,
our dear beloved Minister Farrakhan, being shut down from social media, Facebook and Instagram. But you know, you got
to protect that. A strike against one is a strike against all. We're gonna be right back with more Rap Delites.
I ain't mad at you. I didn't give Doggy Style its proper listen.
Nah.
You know?
Nah, I didn't.
What's up? It's Miss Smith, and you're watching Rap Delight. Chicka, chicka, chicka. I check one, I check two.
Bumping a little Wu-Tang over here because there's a couple things going on with the Wu-Tang or whatever like that.
Made history.
Yeah, they made history. In their hometown, they got a boulevard named after them.
That's some crazy shit.
I mean, that's some like,
Yeah.
like a Martin Luther King got names, got streets named after them.
Yeah.
But Wu-Tang got a street named after them in their town, man.
Yeah, man, that's and it's a, traveling piece. The A Son Unique Allah. That's an old dirty bastard. But none of these brothers had lost their lives for this achievement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For this recognition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And they're getting their flowers while they're alive.
Right,
That's
right.
awesome, man.
Right.
And I mean, for it to happen to Wu, we fuck with Wu.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who was the dirtiest, the most rawest motherfuckers that ever come out? You know what I mean? And it was other artists from Staten Island. And even though Wu-Tang is from all over, and from various boroughs of New York,
and all that
but
kind
their
of stuff
base
like
is Shaolin, which is Staten Island. For them to basically replant, Staten Island as a viable, bed for fucking debauchery and hip hop. You know what I mean?
And they also have a 4-part documentary coming out on
What's
Showtime. I don't know when it's coming out. Y'all gotta stay tuned if y'all. I don't got Showtime, but I'm gonna catch the motherfucker.
I don't got Showtime either.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch the motherfucker. Don't even worry about it. Because we're at that time where our artists that we grew up with are being documented, like the Tribe Called Quest documentary and everything like that. So we're at that time. So I'm really excited to see this Wu-Tang documentary. I guess it'll be more. Because we just talked about the show.
Right,
the Wu-Tang was on that movie, and you saw some backstage things, but this is supposed to go into the early stages of Wu-Tang and like a whole documentation of how they came about or whatever like that.
It's a lot of stories, but it'd be the one definitive story and how they actually came together,
about or whatever
how
like
the
that.
idea was formed. And,
What was the first time you heard Wu?
The first time, of course, we was all together. I remember if it wasn't from what was the rap show here at the time? It was Radioactive.
Oh yeah.
If it wasn't at the record store, then Funko Mart,
Shout out to Funko Mart.
Shout out to Chino. Here in Philly, or if it was one of us or a radio station, when I heard it, I thought that was one nigga. I thought that was one dude.
One dude?
I thought that was one dude. Two at the most. You know what I'm saying?
I remember not this is a total sidebar, but I remember when The Weeknd came out. I thought he was a group. Continue on.
so now I remember us sitting on Fallon Street.
Shout out to Fallon Street.
And sitting on Black Porch. And we was talking about this new shit that just came out. It was like, it was a what the fuck moment.
Yeah, it definitely was.
What is this?
Yeah.
We hear a lot of shit, and there's a lot of shit coming out, and there's a lot of motherfuckers just breaking new ground, but ain't none of that
sounding like this shit right here. Because remember what they came out with, Protect Your Neck,
right?
And then what was the B-side was Method Man.
Was on the
remember the I remember the dirty video. Remember, because they did another video. What was the Protect Your Neck, or was it Method Man? But I remember the dirty video. It might have been both. But I remember the dirty video.
I know Protect Your Neck was a raw video.
Yeah. It was a dirty video. Like they had like a camcorder.
Yeah. They gorilla that shit.
Yeah, they had like a camcorder, and they were just all doing their little parts. You know what I mean, and all that shit or whatever like that. And it was just so raw and so relevant and so what you needed at the time. You know what I mean? And so for them to get a block named after them, coming from the mud. They did it from the mud, literally. You know what I mean?
And as it came like, my first and second impressions of them was you knew that the RZA was best Prince Rakim.
Prince Rakim.
You knew that the GZA was the genius.
Yeah,
So that was like, I knew that was the basis.
Yeah.
As the name started coming out, and it's like, okay, who are these dudes?
Yeah.
And then, the light went to that, and then started hearing the material and the concept and the idea of what the Wu-Tang Clan was about. It was basically just to hit the fucking industry in the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was so wild, man. And I would have never thought in a million years that at this point in time that Ghostface Killer would be the motherfucker to hold the torch the highest.
Yeah, Ghost, man.
Like that's like I would if I would have watched that Protect Your Neck video not even if I would have when I watched that Protect Your Neck video,
stood out.
I wouldn't have never thought that Ghostface would have been the dude that fucking survived. And I thought, because remember, Method Man was the man.
Was the dude.
He was the dude.
And he was handpicked by the RZA because of I believe RZA said his charm, his charisma.
Yeah. And ain't nothing wrong with that to get your foot in the door.
And his looks.
Yeah.
So that's why his was the B side, the Protect Your Neck.
And it was a dope ass song. Method M-O-T-H-O-D,
that was on some Cat in the Hat shit,
M-O-T-H-O-D, man.
That was some like real hyperbolic type shit.
Yeah, that shit was awesome right there. So, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Indeed.
I actually got a fucking, I don't know where it is. I actually got a sealed CD of Into the 36 Chambers. It's in the plastic. I ain't even open the motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's there. That shit is gonna be a collector's item 25, 30 years from now. I'm gonna be sitting on a gold mine. You know what I mean?
Probably worth hundreds right now.
Thousands. Yeah, absolutely.
Come to you direct.
Nah. Mortgage the house.
And the thing, like the GZA was just here in Philly last Saturday.
TSK went to go see the GZA last week. Let's. How was the show? You saw the show. How was it?
The show was up and down, and it's just following when the GZA first finally came out. You know what I mean? Because it was a couple opening acts that were local, and that was the venue that put them on. It wasn't necessarily the GZA, but when he finally came out, I mean, the energy was kind of up and down. The sound system was garbage. You wasn't feeling it.
Flip the sound, man.
Yeah. Plus, he was on the mic and he was basically saying like everybody on stage here is his family. No, he didn't bring no other Wu-Tang affiliates out with him, but it was just his family.
Yeah,
I think he said
but
DJ,
Wu-Tang, some of Wu-Tang was his family. Like
Indeed,
the RZA and the Ghost.
Right. They were all cousins.
A-Song.
Yeah, they were all cousins, and he said the DJ was just
ODB for those who don't know.
he was coming at his cousin who was DJing the set. He was coming at his neck. So a lot of it he rocked a cappella, but you know what I mean,
just like straight up.
Yeah, he just cut the beat. He just rocked a lot of it a cappella. He did a lot of Wu-Tang. He did Protect Your Neck to the rip. You know what I mean? With him and the audience, was just reciting all the other members' lyrics and shit. But it was a dope show. It was on the com, and on T-shirts and shit. But it was where he got on and got out. You know what I mean?
But you enjoyed yourself?
I enjoyed myself.
I was actually supposed to go with TSK one, but I was in the crib sleep.
I almost didn't get in because I lunched.
Because I saw online it was sold out.
Yeah. I lunched on getting tickets online, which you had better do these days.
Yeah.
So I got in line. The dude asked me what was my name. I told him. I looked at that list. I was like, I ain't on the list. He said, sorry. So I
beat it, Jackson.
Yeah, I got out of line. But I ain't bounced. I just sat on the steps right there, like right next to where the door is. So I was just chilling. I was just,
He was on some Mentos, man, shit.
Yeah, I was just figuring, biding my time. So yeah. So I was basically pretty much casing the joint. You know what I mean? Looking at the back door and shit. Like how could I get in this joint? But the security dude, like, he was a good brother. He was like, yo, he seen me and he was like, yo, I might can help you out. I was like. He shot me the word. I shot him the look. I said, all right, I'm waiting on you. So I ain't hopped the fence and nothing like that. I just gave it. I brought money. I said, here you go.
Yeah, you gave security a line.
Yeah,
he gave you a job
because they operating on it.
Yeah, on the cuff.
On the So he gave me my bracelet. He said, just hop that gate. I said, I'm with you. I went inside, posted up on the steps. enjoy this show.
There you go. Listen,
Yeah, I mean-
he got to see the show.
Fuck that. If you don't get tickets, you can always get in. Trust me. Trust me.
Oh man, that's dope. That's dope. He went rogue on him.
I was like, yo, I said, I'm not going home.
Yeah,
I ain't going home.
Yeah,
I'm here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Absolutely. So you know what I mean. Shout out to Wu-Tang. Got a boulevard. They got a documentary out there coming out. We got the fucking Jizza here in Philadelphia. TSK1 went to go see him. We're gonna get into the artist of the week. TSK1. We're gonna shoot over here to my brother TSK1 with the artist of the week. If I can get the music queued up. Break your fucking chin. Coming around the mouth. Let the Wu-Tang bang out a little bit. Who's your favorite part on this song, T?
I can't say that I got a specific favorite because it just flows so, you know, it just flows so.
Yeah, you thought it was all one person.
Yeah, man, I was fucking up. I was fucking up, you know.
Trying to blow up a scrub. I would have to go with just to give shouts to my brother ODB. That shit was just wild. That shit was just wild. And nobody was rapping like that. Not then or now.
I like Ghostface.
You like Ghostface?
I wish he never took the mask off.
I know he did.
Yeah, he said that was the plan.
When the face got revealed, shit got real.
He said that was the plan, but he couldn't breathe under that shit. And it's just like, you know, it just got difficult and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
All right, so let's get into the artist of the week. Shoot over here to my brother TSK1.
So, we want to shine a little more light on the other elements
of
hip
hop.
hop.
The pillars.
The pillars, indeed. You know, and one in particular, we want to look at a graffiti art once more. The artist of the week is Lee Quiñones. George Lee Quiñones, or we'll say Jorge Lee Quiñones, is a Puerto Rican artist and actor. He is among a group of graffiti artists known for the New York City subway graffiti movement, and it was definitely a movement. Quiñones' style is rooted in popular culture, often with political messages, along with Keith Haring and Jean-Michel Basquiat.
Jean. You gotta say Jean. It's all in the teeth.
Yeah.
Jean.
When you read it, when you read it and you ain't prepared for it, you'll fuck it up.
Hey,
you like,
Jean-Michel Basquiat.
See, I caught myself.
Yeah.
Jean-Michel Basquiat. Quiñones was one of the innovators of New York City street art movement and is considered the single most influential artist to emerge from the graffiti era. This is the 1980s and even before 1970s.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was. I remember graffiti everywhere.
yeah, man, it was something special. It was like when we started getting it. I mean, we started getting an influx of it from movies and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Wild Style was Lee Quiñones' life.
Okay.
Not only his, but it was Fat Five Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
Fat Five Freddy.
Shout out to Fat Five Freddy.
Indeed.
Who also has a dope movie on Netflix.
Right,
The
documentary.
The documentary, John. Dope as shit.
So pretty much, Lee said that the film was pretty much organic, and they kind of just it was an energy that on set that they was just doing this thing from the rip, but it was basically based on their lives as they were going. That's why it comes off like a docudrama, you know, because these people were doing it.
Yeah,
they weren't actors.
I was there, man. I'm living this shit right here. You know what I mean? That's like I remember that shit. Like that was before the anti graffiti. What was that?
Anti Graffiti Network. They just had them commercials and shit. You know, Mayor Koch had that campaign in New York City at the time.
Yeah.
You know,
well, they had a campaign down here in Philadelphia.
Well, everything. You know, it's a domino effect.
Yeah.
And like they would bomb trains and say dump Koch.
Yeah. So it was a big thing. So you know what I mean. Shout out to this brother right here. We're going to be right back with more Rap Delites, more hip hop, organic hip hop, no gossip, no cultural appropriation, just the raw shit for the ages. Be right back. You know what I mean?
Rap Delites. Rap Delites.
TSK1, and this is Rap Delites.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the Rap Delites podcast. I am Bad Status TSK1. I'm playing Frank B. I'm playing this song by EPMD for a reason. It's called "Please Listen to My Demo." You know what I mean? And in this segment right here, we're going to be talking. We actually was shout out to the Philadelphia Weekly. One of the few free publications out here. If you don't get a chance to check out the Philadelphia Weekly, I suggest if you see it in one of them little
boxes on every street corner.
Yeah, check it out. You know what I mean? They always got some little. Every once in a while they had some real dope in there.
Stuff in there.
Yeah, always some dope. So they have an article in here. Basically, the article is talking about demo. It used to be a prominent path to getting put on. But the days of hungry artists hustling mixtapes appear to be in a wrap. Now, if you don't know what a demo is basically what they call a demonstration record. Right. To show record companies or managers or whoever you're trying to shop your art to what you're capable of and everything like that. And then when me and TSK1 was coming up in the 70s and 80s or like that, that's what you had to do. Right. If you wanted to get a record deal, you had to have a demo. I remember when we were doing
a whole package.
Yeah, the tape. The headshots.
It'd be a bio.
Yeah, bio, all of that shit. You had to have all. Like I remember, I used to rap. I was in a group and I was in a crew, and motherfuckers was like, they didn't even want to hear us.
Nah.
Unless we had a bio, headshots, and a demo. Like, you needed that shit.
Like a whole package that had to be done.
And you had to send all of that package. It was real corporate.
This is one reason why Nas didn't get signed by Elektra Records. Because he didn't have a demo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was Clark Kent who was the A&R over there.
Yeah, and they're like, yo, we don't want to hear him unless we, like, you couldn't, like, nowadays you could just rhyme. And or like that. So we're gonna go into the whole demo and the death of the demo, as I like to call it. And the rise of the internet. So I'm gonna shoot over here to my man TSK1.
Even this article is poignant, but it's late. It's late. It's about I say 10, 15 years late. Because the demo went out. I still hear people talking about unsigned or whatever. My first question is, why would you want to get signed in this era?
Yeah.
The thing what about demo and demo tapes. I mean, it is an old era.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dated.
It's dated. Like,
you know what I mean?
Today, your demo tape is the damn internet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got internet access, and you can upload your shit anywhere. Yeah. That's your demo.
YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, and like motherfuckers are just going straight there and putting their music out there. You know what I mean?
So, in terms of any art or from actually compiling material, your shit had to be polished. And A&Rs from record companies all from coast to coast and all over the world would get bins full of tapes. And they would have to listen to that shit and listen to the best of it. You know what I mean? Try to find the best of it, should I say. So your shit had to be practiced.
Yeah.
So that was one of the good points about demo tapes as opposed to what we get now, because a lot of times now, even on the internet is pretty much infinite. It's too much. And a lot of it is just no quality in it. You know what I mean? Because people don't know.
And that's my thing about it. Like, I think I said this on earlier episodes about demo tapes and everything like that. Like, now, when you're listening to artists, like new artists, you're listening to their demo tapes. Right. And stuff before what will actually probably be a demo tape. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You're listening to their unpolished works, and they're getting signed based on their unpolished works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you listen to some of these dudes, like I mean, I'm able to listen to artists from an artist's point of view.
Right.
So I'm able to listen like to rappers and like he just started out.
Right.
I can hear it. Like I mean, I'm gonna just throw a name out there, like the brother, young boy, what's his name, Blueface.
Yeah.
I can tell he just started rapping. You know what I mean?
And when we covered him, you know,
Yeah.
you mentioned that. on a
I can
previous
tell
show.
he just started rapping. I can tell he's just trying to get the mechanics of rhyming on beat and
Aye.
putting words together in a sequence that they're on a track. You know what I mean?
Cadence,
The
flow,
cadence and everything like that.
rhyme
But
style.
I mean, you put a dope beat behind it and motherfuckers just dancing to it. You know what I mean?
And that's this goes back to KRS-One's, which he said on hip hop versus rap. You know, but nowadays, you know, kids they got the video. It's or how you say I got 10 videos, but does it really help me flow? No.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this kind of the skills of what it meant to be, you know, master your rhyme style gets overshadowed because you
got a phone.
You know.
See now what would be dope, and any young boys or anybody listening from this new era or whatever like that, what could be dope if y'all could couple the honing of the skills and the polishing of the demo era, and then couple it with the whole internet thing. That's a monster.
And that was the
working
thing.
with, you know what I mean?
The A&Rs were the keepers of the
It's
gate.
keeper of the gate, and ain't no gate keepers no more.
Nah, and
You know what I
A&Rs,
mean?
it was some shit A&Rs out there, and it was some
Who's your A&R? A mountain climber.
Masterful,
A
right.
mountain climber who plays the electric guitar, but he don't know the meaning of dope when he looking for a suit and tie rap that's cleaner than a bar of soap, and I'm the dirtiest thing in sight.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it was some shit A&Rs, and it was some masterful A&Rs that really basically got us, you know, Wu-Tang Boulevard.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I mean, yeah, those guys are gatekeepers, but there are no gatekeepers now.
Nah,
if you got 1 million fucking followers and they listen to record companies don't give a fuck about art. Period.
No, they
They trying to sell
looking at
their
the numbers.
products. So if you got 2 million motherfuckers following you on Twitter, they looking at it like all we gotta do is get half of these motherfuckers to buy it.
Yeah.
And we got a platinum record. You know what I mean? Period. I mean that's business. If you get a quarter of them,
Which is my position
To buy it.
Which is my position on the structure of these industries, the entertainment industry as a whole. I mean, they don't give a fuck about no hip hop.
They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about that stuff. But new artists, I would suggest that you hone your skills. Like when we was talking about 21 Savage.
Yeah,
How he sounds better
sure.
now.
Okay.
As opposed to when he first came out. But that's him honing the skill. Him being around other artists, I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
when you start being around, and that's another thing. When you start being around other motherfuckers and you hearing them rhyming and you got to be on the track with them,
Isn't
you're
that-
like, I need to kick my shit up a notch.
Isn't that kind of what you said about what J. Cole said about the dude, the boy, what's his name, from New Orleans?
New Orleans.
The one who said that shit about Nipsey and that track. Is it kind of on that line? What's that cat name?
Kodak Black.
Kodak Black.
He's from Florida.
Okay,
He's
isn't
from
that
Florida.
on the same line of
Yeah.
what J. Cole was
Yeah,
saying
well,
about?
J. Cole. Shout outs to J. Cole. And the song that J. Cole had out that I was listening to one time when I talked about it on the show. I talked about that's the only show. He has a song called Middle Child. Mm-hmm. And in Middle Child, basically J. Cole basically talks about him being a middle child within hip hop.
Sure,
Because he's
sure. I can see that.
he's in the middle of the Kodak Blacks and the 21 Savages and the Little Pumps and all like that. But he's not the Jay-Z's and the Rick Ross
Yeah, that's true. I can
and the
see that.
Jeezys and stuff like
I
that.
can see that.
So he's the middle child.
see that.
That's what's so dope about that fucking
Even
song.
the concept,
you know what I mean?
even the concept is fucking well thought out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So he's like, he's got to be able to play Big Brother and Little Brother.
Sure.
At the same time.
And
you know what I mean?
and it's we talk about demo tapes, we talking about honing skills and keepers at a gate. Like rhyme style's gonna change. Shit is gonna evolve.
Yeah. That's
the
always
shit
gonna
that we did is gonna
and
give way to some new shit.
that-
But what I would love is if they in their shit, if they just had some ciphers, some just rhyme style, and to hone their shit.
And they do. They had the BT ciphers and stuff like that.
I'm talking about that shit. I'm talking about on the fucking block. I'm talking about on the block. I'm talking about wherever. In a park.
But styles change. We know that.
Come on, man.
Like we were just talking about Run DMC last week. Run DMC didn't rap like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Like they didn't.
They didn't even dress like them. Theirs was a whole stripping down.
Yeah.
As time changed.
And you could. I mean,
inspiration.
Run technically wasn't better than Melly Mel lyrically.
No, he
You
wasn't.
know what I mean?
Not even.
No, not near.
No.
He didn't, because he didn't have that technical rhyme.
No.
Like Melly Mel was an MC structured, but Run had his own thing.
Shit.
He had a cadence and he had showmanship on his side. On his side. You know what I mean? And showmanship counts for a lot.
not that Mel didn't.
No,
but Run also had his brother.
Yeah, he also had a machine behind him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
A super duper fucking machine. And what Russell was doing, and what eventually became the Def Jam machine, is what the Russell machine was. So he had his brother, he had DMC back him up, and Red. We rolling with Rush.
I rushed down management.
But you know what I mean? But like you said, styles change. But you still got to keep substance and the feeling alive.
Y'all little niggas, y'all gotta keep each other tight with your rhyme skills.
Yeah.
Get your shit.
Yeah. Y'all just can't be just bouncing around. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
flip that shit. Do some new shit with that shit. Make it go a little that way and that way.
yeah. So I give like I said, the new 20. I like I said, but nah, this is not shitting on them, because like I said, I know where they as an artist and as a guy who record. I remember my first raps that I wrote, and they sound like that.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? They sound just like that, offbeat, not on key, not on point. You know what I mean? And like I said, with 21 Savage, I could actually see his progression into becoming. Now he ain't gotta be Jay-Z. He ain't gotta be Nas. No. He ain't gotta be big. He can be himself in his own lane or whatever like that. But I see the progression in him. You know what I mean? And a lot of these other dudes, I just want to see the progression in hip hop. But you know what I mean? That's what the demo did for you. That's not being done now. You know what I mean? So like the definite demo. So now that y'all got the internet, utilize the internet absolutely, but still hone your skills. You know what I mean?
And that comes back to hip hop versus rap.
Yeah.
Rap is something you do.
Hip hop is something you live.
It's supposed to move. It breathes. It contracts and expands like a heart. It's supposed to become and give way to some new shit. You know what I'm saying? But just the principles and the spirit of it, of hip hop music, remains the same. Hone y'all shit.
Absolutely, man. And the thing about it with this new shit is that they did. The one thing that y'all took that I love is the party. Y'all still kept the party in there, you know, because a lot of the motherfuckers we was listening to dropped the party. They just, you know what I mean?
It became like hood tales.
Yeah, they dropped the party. You know what I mean?
Hood tales once the head nod came in. And shit. You know what I mean? You know, around that period, say 93, 94. You know, the party did go to sleep.
They left the party. So I like that spirit of it. So if you marry the lyrical spirit of 92, 93, 94 with the party and get them together and take the spirit of the demo and the internet and get it together, y'all gonna have some shit on your hands, man. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Peace, love,
and having fun. You know what I mean? So that's a wrap for the show. Shout out to my brother TSK1. Let's give TSK1 a round of applause.
Peace. Shout out to my brother Bats.
You know what I mean? Bats. Mouth almighty. You know what I mean? Chillmonger. We're going to be back next week. Shout out to my sister, Miss Smith.
Peace, Miss Smith.
We're going to be back next week with more of this Rap Delites. Peace.
Rap Delites. Rap Delites. Rap Delites.